Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Shade, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the preview to the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, Stoke v Tottenham, with special guest Marcelo. How are you keeping, bro?
I'm doing good. You know what I mean? Still recovering from that lesser loss, but we move on. You know what I mean? Trying to get back to winning
I
ways.
seen you with the fist up, ready to give that knockout blow. Hopefully, that's what we can give Stoke tomorrow, lad.
Yeah. Look, listen. This is a must-win for me. Like, not for Jose. You know what I mean? Because listen, I'm in Jose. I trust. Back the manager. Got to give the manager time. But for me, for some of these players, this is their last chance for, in my opinion, for them to perform. The likes of Lucas. Maybe Lucas is not even gonna play. Maybe it's gonna be Lamella. But the likes of Lucas, for me, the likes of Sanchez, uh, Ben Davies for me is already out of the club. I can't be bothered anymore. 7 seasons, 3 assists. I mean, I can't even Wanks for me. You know what I mean? 8 seasons, 3 chances created. Not even just 3 assists, just three chances created. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you cross the ball in the area, David, and someone heads it, that's a chance created.
yeah, yeah.
Wanks has had three of
Look,
that.
I fully
Wanks
agree
has
with
had
you.
three of that.
It's just not good enough. It's not
Yeah.
good enough at all. But
You telling me
look,
you can't? You telling me you can't put a long ball in a box? You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Look, it's look. We've spoke about this guy so many times. In fact, we spoke about all these guys so many times, and there's only so long we can keep making excuses for them. And I agree with you. If they do get
Yeah.
a chance, and Jose deems them worthy to wear the badge tomorrow, look, it's probably their last chance to make an impact. They
Yeah.
can't cry about it because they've had all the Europa League games as well. But first of all, if you're liking this content and you like my channel and the guests on it, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm looking for 500 for Christmas. I'm at 453. So please have my Christmas wish come true. Spread the word of the Harris Army, the Irish Kid, and hopefully you can help me get there. But look, so basically where you can watch this match tomorrow, you can actually watch it on Sky Sports main event. It's at the Bet365 Stoke at home, and it's a 5:30 kickoff. So make sure you tune in. And if you want a nice build up to the match, get over to Matty Hayes Tottenham blog channel where you'll see me and Marcelo as well, and we'll also be doing a live watch along. And what's at stake? Look, it's pretty simple. It's a semi-final spot in the Carabao Cup. And we win tomorrow. We're only one more game away from Wembley. And we all
Yeah.
know that's where we want to be, seeing
Absolutely.
armpits, basically, trophies raised. Um,
Yeah.
so, look, we'll actually get into a bit of the game. So, look, it's a nice, first of all, it's a nice break for Tottenham from the rigorous routine of the Premier League. It is. It's a nice break for them. And look, as I said, the place in the semis is up for grabs. It's basically Championship v Premier League tomorrow. And Stoke will be looking to reach the semi-finals for only their second time in this competition. Spurs are looking for the first trophy since 2008, which, funny enough, was this trophy. It was a Jonathan Woodgate header that won it for us against Chelsea under Wande
Yep.
Ramos, probably one of our worst managers in my time, anyway. And look, Mourinho has actually lifted this trophy more times than what Tottenham has. He's won it 4 times over the course of his career. So look, he's a proven winner. Which Marcelo, to me, just looking at that alone, look, for me, it's a trophy. He wants to win
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
for me, whoever plays tomorrow has to match his ambition.
Yeah. Absolutely. Listen. Look. You haven't if you're a player. I don't care what type of competition it is. You know what I mean? Like if you're a player in Tottenham right now, you're starving for trophies. You can win anything you can have at this point. And us winning maybe a trophy could be the thing that can lift the squad, lift their belief. Lift that mental block that we can win a trophy. And look, I don't sneer in any trophy. I think the mentality of sneering at any trophy is a bad mentality. A trophy is a trophy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's something you earned. It's something that you won, and you know what I mean. Just because the other team didn't want it more than you, well, that's tough tits. That's not my problem. You know what I mean? I want to win
Yeah,
trophies, and yeah, these guys better show up. They better show up with the attitude, and that's why I say this is their last chance. Because I'm sorry, like if you can't show up against Stoke in a quarterfinal, you know what I mean? Like I don't care if it's the Carabao, but it's a quarterfinal. That's how I'm seeing it. If you can't show up against Stoke in a quarterfinal, not good enough to play at this club. Simple as
yeah,
done. So these guys, they better show
100%.
up. They better show up. And from my hearing, Stoke is having a massive goalkeeping problem. They're gonna have
Yeah,
to play their sixth goalkeeper. So you know what that
yeah,
means? He's gonna turn into Gigi Buffon. You know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah,
it is how it is. That's how our
yeah,
luck is. But listen,
yeah,
no, like in all seriousness, we should be beating these guys 3-0. We should be beating these guys 2-0. They should not be harassing us. But then I mean, how many times do we say that? You know what I mean? How many times do we say, yeah, we should be beating these guys, and then some of these guys come in and just put an absolute shocker, David. So I'm gonna keep a result. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this reserved. And you know what? Listen, I'm positive that we're gonna win, right? And I'm
yeah,
gonna be positive. I don't want to let just a little like bad blip, ruin our
yeah,
confidence. We still have a good team. One win and Liverpool and United draw.
yeah.
We're
This
second
is what I
place.
was saying after the Leicester game when I was told I was wrong by a lot of Spurs fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
But the issue is I just don't trust some of these players to show up. I
Yeah,
trust that Hoiberg is going to show up. I trust that Son and Kane are usually going to show up. You know what I mean? I trust that Lloris is going to show up. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Maybe they'll have an odd game here and there, but that happens. But most of the time, I trust that these guys will show up. But when, like, can we just start trusting that some of these other guys to show up? Aurier, Dyer, Davies. You know what I mean? Like Endon Baller. I love Endon Baller, but fuck me, how do you not know how to play 90 minutes? You know what I mean?
It's
You were
end on
talking
fat
about
ass
this.
now. The guy just needs to get fit, Marcelo. It's
Yeah.
end on fat ass at the minute because he can't last 90 minutes. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm not making excuses for these guys anymore. It's as
No,
simple as
you
that. Look,
can't.
my confidence will never waver. I'll always still believe we can win trophies until
Absolutely.
we're knocked out. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. But just funny enough,
Absolutely.
you say about showing up. Look, our last three League Cup ties have actually gone to penalties, and one of them was last year against Colchester where we got knocked out. So for me, I would be concerned about them not showing up because
Yeah.
that stat there just proves it that we don't show up. We tend to go to penalties. Do you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
Stoke this year, right? They've actually beaten Wolves and Villa so far, two Premier League teams. They've knocked them out of the cup.
Yeah.
They've also beaten Blackpool and Gillingham, and are yet, to believe it or not, actually to concede a goal in this competition.
I know. Yeah. I saw that. And that's worrying. Honestly, that is worrying. And I'm not taking Stoke any lightly, but we should be beating them. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care if they beat Villa. I don't care if they beat Wolves.
yeah.
They're a championship squad. You know what I mean? I think they're mid-table in the championship. I don't know where they are at
I
right
think
now.
they're actually in the playoffs at the minute.
Are they in the playoffs? Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
think
only
last
thing
time I
with
saw
them
them.
though, Marcelo, is they don't concede a lot of goals, but they also don't score a lot of goals, and their
Yeah,
main striker got injured. If
exactly.
we
So
get that
I've
tomorrow, it's
been
an embarrassment.
exactly. So they don't have their main goalkeeper. They don't even have their main striker. If we lose to this is embarrassing. And as far as the whole penalties thing, to be fair, the last time we went to penalties, we won, and it was against Chelsea, a top side club. You can forgive that. You know what I mean? Going to pens with Chelsea, it's okay. I'll take that.
Yeah,
And beating them. Colchester was an absolute embarrassment, absolute shocker. No defense of that. Dead, a boring performance. It was the first time where I really start believing that Mauricio was kind of done with the job.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean, that's when I was really trying, like seeing like, man, maybe Mauricio's time might be done at this club. I think it was Colchester. And then the other season, it was against Chelsea again, except we lost the penalties on that one, which was a
yeah,
tough game, and it was a semifinal. I can forgive that, but listen, I don't care. I want to win. I don't care how we do it. I don't care. Listen, I don't care if we win the whole Carabao Cup by winning on
yeah,
penalties. I just want to
yeah,
win it. I don't care. Get the results. At this point, I don't care. Show up, do your job. And these people defending these guys saying, "Oh yeah, but what about the mentality?" Listen here. I listen here, David. I'm a student, right? I just
yeah,
graduated. I've been in school for 4 years and I work part time, right? If I go to my job and just put shit performances after shit performances after shit performances, guess what happens to me? I get an F or I get
yeah,
fired.
yeah,
Simple as. This is the same thing that goes for these athletes. And these guys get paid a whole lot. They
yeah,
get paid more than I ever will. So you know what I mean? Them not showing up week after week is unacceptable. Sorry, no. Show up against Stoke. Prove us wrong. Make this badge proud. Play for this badge. You know what I mean? I know there's
yeah,
not fans there, but play for this badge. Show up. That's what I ask. Show up and win. Tired of this
Yeah.
bottling performances. Tired
Look,
of
and
it.
at the end of the day, Marcelo, look, these players, they get their fucking arse wiped for them. Everything they get done for them. All they have to do is focus on the match that's coming up to 90 minutes. And
Absolutely.
it's about time. It's about time to start doing that. To be honest with you. And look, just a couple more stats for you. And you can have another say on this. So look, Stoke last six out of their last 7 championship games, they've actually kept clean sheets. So they are a team that really don't concede too many. And the fact that we haven't really been carving teams up a late or even kind of creating many chances, it's a worry for me. And then
Yeah.
look, even our last meeting in this cup against Stoke was in 2011. We lost on penalties to them. They knocked us out.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is that Spurs have actually won the last 5 times we played against Stoke in the last 5 games. And we've actually 4 of them we've won by 4 goals or more. So, but look, I said this against the Leicester game. I gave you stats before the Leicester game, and it proved me wrong, and it ruined my bet in the bookies as well. So it just goes to show you can't really take stats into consideration. But look, as we know, Stoke don't concede many, and so
We're not creating.
they are
We're
a
not
team. They are a
creating.
team that keep clean sheets. They have the ex-Northern Ireland manager Michael O'Neill, and believe it or not, when we actually got this draw, I was actually saying to a couple of people, like Charlie, Matty Hayes, I might have even said it to yourself, that this was never going to be as easy as we thought it was, purely because they have a manager, right? When he was manager of Northern Ireland, right? They don't have a big pool of players to pick from, and usually the best players in Northern Ireland tend to end up representing the Republic. So the fact that he went in there, he got them to a major competition, right? And in some very big games, he's ground out and even bet big teams in the qualifiers. Do you know what I mean? And games like that. So I said it. I was never going to be 100%. I was never confident really for this game. And I said
Listen,
this as soon as the draw was made. And for me, like the fact that we're not really creating many chances, Marcelo.
boring.
Like, do you not find that a worry considering how many clean sheets Stoke keep?
And listen, look, I never. You know me. You know, like both of us, we never take a win for granted. We never take an opponent for
Mm,
granted, especially a team that's well set up, low block team like Stoke. You know what I mean? Like Burnley, I said that was going to be a tough game at Turf Moor. I said it. I told people that's a good win. Every time you win at Turf Moor, that's a good win. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Regardless if it's 1-0, it's because it's just like it's all about breaking them, and they can be so hard to break at times. So and I said it at West Brom, it's a good win, and people were laughing at me. But look at Wolves; they lost
yeah,
2-1 to Burnley, and City couldn't beat West Brom at their home. So I said it; those games are always tough, and I know this game is going to be tough too because Stoke is a good low blocking team. They're gonna
yeah,
wanna they're gonna wanna advance in this competition as far as they can. You know what I mean? They're looking at this quarterfinals. They're looking at an opportunity to play at a semifinal against a team
yeah.
like Chelsea, Arsenal, City. I don't know who else is in the competition.
Brentford bet Newcastle earlier, another
Yeah,
championship team. So, like, if Stoke do beat us, they could be licking their lips if they get Brentford. But at the
yeah,
same
or
time, if
getting
we
Brentford.
win, we could
Yeah,
also get Brentford, and that's what
yeah,
we want. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? That's what we want.
And then they
And the
get
incentive, the carrot is there for the players. It's dangled in front of the carrot. The
yeah.
carrot is dangled in front of them, and it's up to them whether they want to go and take it or not. They
And
like they
this is
need to
where
be
I was.
greedy more.
Yeah, and this is where I was gonna get to. You know what I mean? Like as much as Stoke won it, we need to want it more.
Yeah,
We need to want it more. I'm sorry. You gotta want to win a trophy. I don't care if it's the Carabao Cup. If you're a player in this Tottenham squad, you have to be fighting for every trophy you can fight for.
yeah,
And beating Stoke, as hard as I know it's gonna be, as hard as I know the competition can be, you have to win.
yeah,
You can't tolerate losing to Stoke. You are a Premier League team. You are a top 6 club in a top 6. You're paid heavy wages. You're considered in a top club as a top athlete. So go out there and show it. If you cannot beat Stoke, no disrespect to Stoke, like I said, tough competition. If you cannot beat them, you're not good enough to be in Tottenham. Sorry, simple
yeah.
as. Not good enough.
No, I fully agree. Like, look, at the end of the day, on paper, and I know a lot of people say, what's on paper doesn't always happen. But at the end of the day, we should be beating Stoke. And if we can't beat Stoke, for as far as I'm concerned, we may forget about winning any trophies because we're going
Yeah.
to play a lot harder teams than Stoke. We're going to play a hell of a lot harder teams
Europa.
than Stoke. Like at the end of the day, I just want to beat Stoke. I want to get. I want a nice draw in the semi-final, and then and it's a trophy. Look, the trophy's there to be taken. It's up to us to grab the opportunity. Which look brings me on to a bit of team news. So for Tottenham, Lo Celso is actually back, or not Lo Celso. Lamela is actually back. We've seen him back in training, so that's good. And for me, Marcelo, I don't know what you think, but he's a player we've actually missed big time, in my opinion. Purely because of his work rate. He's a little shithouse as well. He's constantly niggling at players. He'll chase down lost causes, which then in turn helps us turn the ball higher up the pitch, which gives us less players to try and pass through. So for me, on that right-hand side, he actually has been a miss. And he's a player that Mourinho really likes. Do you think we might see him play, or do you think it's probably too soon?
Nah, I listen. Look, as far for me for Lucas, I don't want that man anywhere near Tottenham shirt right now. He's absolutely been bought only chance after chance. I think if we're gonna play Stevie, I think we should play Stevie on the left. Give Son a break. Give him a rest. Come on, we shouldn't be. I'm sorry. Like I understand that's this is an important game, but we shouldn't be playing Son in this type of game. We should have good enough players to play, and we should play Stevie on the left, and we should play Lamela on the right. And I think Lamela is a guy that we have missed because he has a good, he'll take a pop from a distance. He has a good shot from the distance as well. He's a shithouser. He's a hardworking guy, and he's a good dribbler as well. Yeah, and he creates problems for the opposition. Like, let me ask you this: would you rather play against Lucas Moura or Eric Lamela? I'd rather play against Lucas.
Eric Lamela all day, because look, you know what, Lucas, he's no emperor.
No, but I mean, like, if you're in opposition,
Lamela will keep you busy. Lamela will keep you busy all game long.
Exactly, but if you're the opposition, who would you rather play against, a guy like Lamela or Lucas? I'd rather play against a guy like Lucas. Yeah, all day, because like Lucas does fuck all. Lamela, he'll give you a little kick, he'll give you a little knock, he'll lay one on you if he has to. You'll get a yellow card. Yeah, he'll get you pissed. He'll get you in your head. I think he's a good dribbler. He's a guy that's aggressive, assertive. He puts his mark in the game. The only thing I have against Lamela is that he gets injured. That's about it. If he had no injury issue, he would be in my starting 11. But he just gets injured. So it's like it's always something with us, right? It's always something with us. It's like, oh, this player is fantastic, but he gets injured. Oh, this player is good at passing, but he doesn't have stamina. Oh, this player is a hard worker, but he doesn't know how to shoot. It's like, fuck. You know what I mean? When is our luck gonna finally? Oh my god.
To me, with Lamela, I'm starting to think is it more of in his head than actual injuries, because it seems to happen every single time. Do you know what I mean? And do you know when you've been injured so much that as soon as you feel a little thing, a little pain, that you start worrying then, and that may be my thing with him. But look, we're also Tanganga's out, and we're not 100% sure about Lamela or Lo Celso at the minute. Me personally, I don't think he will play because he has a little groin strain. But look, I'm not 100% sure on that at the minute. But Tanganga's out, which then kind of limits our centre back options for this game. And then for Stoke,
can't play. Rodon can't play as well.
He's cup tied.
Yeah,
so
fuck. Like, that's our luck, man.
We'll get on to our starting 11 in a minute, because there is a few talking points there. And for Stoke, their informed striker Tyrese Campbell, he's out. He's their main man up front. He's their goal getter when they do score. He's out injured. And just some of the main players to note: you have Lee Gregory, Sam Clucas, who used to play at Hull. You have Angus Gunn. If I'm correct, I think he used to be at Southampton as well. The goalkeeper, he's out injured, and Joe Allen as well, who we know from the Premier League days. So look, they are missing a whole load of players, to be honest. So it'll be even more embarrassing.
I'll ask you this: if you look up the stat of who hasn't scored in like 5 or a year or so, that's the guy who's scoring against us, because we just let all these wastemen score. Like, that's all you need to know. That's all. Look up the biggest wasteman in that club, and I guarantee you he's gonna score against us. Because I mean, it's man.
I actually have something I want to get your opinion on before we move on. Basically, oh geez, what was this? After escaping me now. We'll move on, because it's after just. I was ready to say it, and now it's after escaping me. So, look, Stoke basically, as we know, they like to sit back with Michael O'Neill. Um, Priority first is defence, keep it tight at the back, similar to Mourinho, and then catch a lot of teams on the counter. But with Stoke as well, they like to play for a lot of set pieces. And as we know, set pieces cause us a massive problem. So, look, the boys are going to have to be switched on tomorrow from set pieces because make no mistake about it, this Stoke manager is a very intelligent guy and he'll be telling them play for set pieces and just get the ball into the box. Just get the ball in there. You know what I mean? And then let them deal with it. So it's going to be a very tough game. But because they like to sit back, right, and they like to play like we do, for me, the onus is actually on us to go and play the football tomorrow. And we have to. But do you think we'll see that, or do you think we'll see more of the same?
Man, I mean, you said the stats all there. You know what I mean? We're not creating chances. Lo Celso's out. I'm expecting he's not going to play Delhi. I'm expecting that because at this point, if he hasn't played Delhi in the Europa League, thought he's going to play it in the quarterfinal with Stoke. So I don't know he's going to play. Maybe he's going to stick Lamella as a midfielder. I know he's done that a couple of times. Maybe he's going to be
Yeah,
Lamella in the midfield and then Bale and Bergwijn on the wing, or maybe he's going to play Bale on midfield. I think he's going to do one of those. I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to play Delhi as much as I think Delhi deserves a chance to play.
yeah,
I mean, he's not going to play him. So we need a creator. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
this is what we're lacking, and that's what I'm saying. Like the good thing is this bad patch that we have. At least it's in near January, and
yeah,
hopefully Levy panics a little bit, and it's like,
yeah,
you know what? Let's get a Sabitzer. Let's sell
yeah,
Deli, get a Sabitzer, get someone that can maybe create, get a I don't know, get a Zaniolo, fuck it, let's screw Woolwich over. Let's do them one and get a AOR or whatever his name was,
Oh,
from
that's on the wire,
OR.
and I got
OR,
that
yeah,
spot
yeah.
on.
Yeah, let's screw Woolwich over. Let's get them
Yeah.
their target. You know what I mean?
Well, look,
That's all.
he's never going to go there. Look where they are. Like that transfer is way out of time,
Yeah,
way
but
out of
like, how
reach for
funny
them
would
at
it
this
be?
moment.
You know what I mean? And he's a good
Yeah,
player. He's a baller. He wouldn't be
and
my
then
number
we
one
can release a
choice.
nice welcome song,
Hmm?
and then we can
I,
release a nice welcome song,
yeah,
like they did
exactly.
for Thomas Partey.
Oh man, no, I'm sorry. We're not that embarrassing. I refuse to stoop to that level of embarrassment that they
But
do.
how do you think we're actually going to approach this game tomorrow, Marcelo? Like, do you want us to do you think we're actually going to rock up there and play on the front foot tomorrow, or do you
We
think we're
have
going to
to.
rock up there and just sit back like we have done before? Because look,
No,
this
we have
counter
to.
attack is not going to work tomorrow. I can tell you now,
No,
it's not
no.
going to work.
We have to be there and we have to be creative. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Put
yeah,
the crosses in the box. You know what I mean? Or like Aurier or Doherty. I think Doherty is going to be playing. Doherty, start whipping those crosses. Like Bale or whoever's in the wing, start whipping those crosses. Get it the ball to Vinicius. Get the ball to the striker. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Stop just
yeah,
looking at Kane or Vinicius or these forwards and accepting like, oh yeah, where are you? Get the ball. No, you got to get the ball to them. Give them some
yeah,
service. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So these other players need to step up, be creative, take a chance, pass it forward. I don't want to see this sideways bullshit. Taking 3 or 4 touches to control a ball. What the
yeah,
hell is that?
yeah,
I can control a ball with 1 touch, David.
yeah,
The first thing I learned in the academy in Brazil. You know what I mean? Like when I was a
yeah.
kid, my mom used to put me, in football
It's
classes in
basics.
Brazil.
Yeah,
It's
basics.
basics. You know what they have to do? The coach would literally will just be there for an hour. The coach, when you're a young kid, you just pass the
Yeah,
ball, touch,
yeah,
pass, and you'll do that over and over again with both feet until you get the rhythm of it, and you do that every day in practice.
yeah.
You
Over
do
here,
the basics. You do that every day in practice.
yeah, 100%. Over here, we call it trap the ball and pass.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like you said, it's basics. You trap the ball 1 touch, and you look up and you pass it to a lad in the same shirt as you. One of the very
Yeah.
first things you're taught in football, and our players are failing to do it, and it's costing us.
4,
It's
5,
costing us.
6 touches. It's costing us. They're delaying
Uh,
time.
yeah, and look, for me, that's never going to fly in a Mourinho team. In a
No.
Mourinho team, when you get the ball, you have to be snappy, you have to be quick, head up. And we're just not seeing it from these players, Marcelo. But actually, I remember what I was going to ask you now. So one thing I've noticed is that, look, we don't get many goals from midfield. We don't get many goals from the centre-backs chipping in from corners or free kicks into the box.
Or right
And it's
wing.
also another factor why we struggle when Kane and Son are not on form. What do you make on that?
Listen, we don't get any goals anywhere other than Son and Kane. I looked
Yeah,
at the stats, and aside from Son and Kane, the highest goal scorer is 1 goal, and I think it's Lo Celso. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
1 goal, one
yeah.
goal. Uh,
It's
where's the right wing? Where's the midfield? You know what I mean? Even listen. I think aside from fitness, I think Baller is still doing decent job going forward. You know what I mean? He has a goal. You know what I mean? For like I guess a center mid, you maybe expect 3, 4, or 5 goals throughout the season. You know what I mean? You expect them to be more the creative type. Um, but like Lo Celso, you know what I mean? 1 goal this whole entire season. Not good
yeah.
enough.
It,
Not good enough.
it's
Sissoko.
an incredible stat.
Yeah,
It's just
Sissoko. Come on, man.
well,
I know
look
you do the defensive work, but look, I understand we were praising these guys for the defensive work, and
yeah,
I understand like the Sissoko is supposed to do the job of being defensive, but it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta also have like a pass in you. You know what I mean? We gotta also have some creativity from somewhere else. And listen, I was flabbergasted. I think what we're missing is a creative midfielder that can score
yeah,
and a right winger that can score. And
yeah.
look, I think with Stevie, I think we can solve that. I don't think we need another winger. I think we do have a
With
good
Stevie,
winger in
I think
Stevie.
it's just confidence.
Yeah, it's confidence.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like I think Stevie is a good winger. He's a left winger,
yeah,
not a right winger, by the way. We could stick Son
yeah,
on the right. We can stick Stevie on the left. That will work. We've seen it
yeah,
work. Um,
yeah.
and what Stevie is, he's a good winger. He just needs a goal. He just needs a goal. Him is confidence. We got a good winger. But what we need right now, what this squad desperately need, is a competent center back and a midfielder. That's
Yeah,
about it. And if we
yeah.
get that, we're good. We're good. We're go back to goal scoring ways.
Look, just on the Sissoko thing with goals from midfield, I honestly believe that they've stopped giving him a bag of balls after training to do shooting practice purely because they're probably sick of having to send lads halfway around the training ground to go and collect them and bring them back for him. Because look, the guy can't hit a band door as much as he does defensively. Like the thing is, we do need more goals from midfield. We need more creativity from there. We need
Yeah,
we need to start capitalising on a few goals from corner kicks, from free kicks, from set pieces, and it
absolutely.
just hasn't been good enough. You know
The
what I mean? But
defenders,
look,
the defenders. Dyer, you're a big lad. When we have a corner, how do we have no one that can cross the ball? Why is Son going there to take a corner? He's an aerial threat. Son is a threat in the box. Why are we
yeah,
taking away a threat in the box? Is there no one in the midfield? Is there no one in as a fullback? Is there no one that can step up and say, "Listen, I can take a cross"? Like what the fuck? What are you
the thing is,
practicing? No, 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 no. I'm sorry, David. No, 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 no. That set me off, bro. No, no,
go
no,
on,
no, no, no.
go on,
How
go on.
how is these guys, right? These guys, how are you so limited as a player? How are you so average as a player that all you can do is pass the ball sideways, you know what I mean? Pass the ball forward,
Yeah,
drive a little bit, and then that's it. You know what I mean? You can't cross, you can't assist, you can't take a corner, can't do anything. Like, how are you relying on Kane and Son to do so many things? You know what I mean? How are you as a player, you know, looking yourself as a professional player, as a professional footballer, sitting there and looking yourself and saying, you know what? I can just pass it around a little bit. That's
yeah,
fine. That's good enough. I'm good enough. No, come on, man. Push yourself. Don't you want to win a fucking trophy? Go
yeah,
out there. Dyer. If I was Dyer, if I was Aurier, if I was any of these guys, I'll be working on my crosses every
yeah,
single week. If I
yeah.
was one of them, you know what I mean? If I was, I
There's
don't know,
nothing else
like if I
better
was
to
a
be doing.
midfielder, you know what I mean? Like, why are we taking away our like we have to like it's gotten so bad. Some of these players are so shit that we're having to take our attacking threat to take a corner. We have to take
Yeah,
out Sun to take a corner because no one else can. It's
but look,
ridiculous,
Marcelo,
unacceptable.
we watched Ericsson take them for about 18 months and failing to beat the first man every corner. Do you know what I mean? Like it's clearly a problem at the club, and we do need to get it sorted. You know, it is just not good enough. Like
It's all
you know, if
talk.
you're a centre back going up for a corner, what's the point when you can't beat the first man? Honestly,
Yeah.
again, it's basics. It's basics. You know what I mean? You go to your local Sunday League side and you see a lad that can whip in a ball better than that. It's not good enough. And them two areas, we do really need to start chipping in on goals, because it's a dangerous game you play, especially when you sit back, right? You look to play counter. And then when you get set pieces, you can't capitalize on them. And then when you get set pieces against you down the other end, you're conceding. It's a dangerous game. It's a very dangerous game, and I have to sort it out.
At this point, like if I see us taking a set piece, I just rather have a second man and just pass the ball, and try to break them down the other way, because there's no point. We can't beat the first man, and then when we do beat the first man, we have donkeys like Dyer who doesn't even go for the ball. I mean, has Dyer even scored a header? Like, I get he's a defender, right? At the end of the day, his job is to defend. But I mean, like, you look at the other defenders. You listen, Arsenal are shit, but you look at Gabriel. You know what I mean? He has 3 goals this season. You know what I mean? You look at Virgil van Dijk. You know what I mean? He scores goals, and he's a danger. He's a danger in the set pieces. You need that danger.
But these guys attack the ball with purpose, Marcelo. They attack it with purpose. We don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, if the ball hits my head, that's good enough. But you look at the likes of Virgil van Dijk. He's running at a ball. He's taking 2 or 3 men out the way with one jump. Do you know what I mean? Whereas our players, we run at it. If it hits our head, that's good enough. Do you know?
The issue is we just have so limited attacking availability with these players. We don't have fullbacks that can cross the ball. We don't. Other than, okay, to be fair, Reguilon can cross the ball. He's a pretty good crosser. He's already had like 3 assists or 4 assists so far this season. I'll give him some slack. Although I do think sometimes Reguilon loses the ball a little bit too much. He tries to do a little bit dribbling. But then again, this is what we ask for. We ask a player that has intent.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Yeah. You can't always just take away from Reguilon. You can see he has intent. He's trying.
Yeah.
But like, you look at Serge Aurier, we don't have any threat going on the right with Serge Aurier and, Bergwijn or Bale. We don't have any threats in set pieces. You know what I mean? The only threat we have is coming from our left side.
Yeah.
And from the middle. And that's it. It's only Reguilon and Son and Kane. And if you neutralize, and I what I've seen is, once they neutralize that left side, once they neutralize Son and Kane, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the Leicester game, Aurier has loads of opportunities to cross the ball, and he just overhit it. And he takes so long. Every time he crosses the ball, watch it. Whenever he crosses the ball, he takes a little step, and then he loads. And players already see it. Just kick the fucking thing. Why are you loading it? Why are you taking so long? Just send it. You look at Trent. You look at these other fullbacks. They just send it. They just go with. He sits there. He waits for a couple minutes. Does his grocery list. Think if I forgot the chicken in the oven. You know what I mean? Think about whether he recorded his, TV show, and then he crosses the ball. But by that time, the whole fucking defense is formed up, and they see the ball coming, so they just head it away.
And that's even if he gets into the box. How many times have we seen him hit it over the goals or out for a goal kick? It's not good enough. But look, Marcelo, we'll move on to the predicted lineup, so we will, and we'll get going with that. So in goals, who are we going to go with?
Listen, I honestly,
For me,
I want to go Lloris. Yeah, I want to go Lloris. I don't want Joe Hart.
Yeah,
I think Joe Hart will start
though. Yeah, he could. But for me, look, Mourinho, he wants to go and win this competition. So for me, I honestly really wouldn't be surprised to see Lloris. Look, we know Joe Hart has his problems from long range. And make no mistakes about it, he'll be tested early if he's in goals from a few long range shots. Because everyone knows, pop a couple off at him and see what you can get. So for me, I want Lloris in there. I want to win this game. I'm going to go with as players as strong as possible. Obviously, use my brain that some will probably need the rest. But for me, it has to be Lloris in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're a little bit low.
We'll move on to right back. I think we'd be both in agreement here that we're going to go Matt Doherty, Marcelo.
Absolutely.
Look, Aurier needs a rest, and plus, I honestly think he'll be punished for his mistake against Leicester. So I think it will be Doherty. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be Doherty. And honestly, listen. I know I don't want to defend Aurier too much. I think it was a horror show against Leicester. But I was a little bit surprised that we played him, especially, I guess we're not looking at the fact that he had to defend against Mane for 90 minutes,
Yeah,
against Liverpool. He was probably tired, and he did look really tired. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
but
when
there's no
you're
excuses
tired,
for what he done.
no, it's no excuses. It's dumb mistakes. But what I'm trying to say is, usually when players are tired, that's when they make
Yeah,
dumb mistakes.
yeah,
And
true.
I felt like against Leicester we should have played Doherty. I was saying we should have played Doherty. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, it was a shocker. No excuses. That penalty was abysmal. And I don't care how tired you are, you're never too tired to cross the ball in the box. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that was awful. He needs to work on crossing the ball. But yeah, Doherty definitely.
And
Um,
for me with Doherty, actually, Marcelo, I think we do need to see more from him going forward tomorrow because he is going to be crucial. We're trying to, the fullbacks are going to be crucial.
absolutely.
We're trying to break this Stoke team down. We have to be able
Uh,
to put in quality balls from all different angles to keep them guessing. So look, even though he's my fellow countryman, I still want more from him. I still don't think he's hit the heights. And look, defensively he's been very good, but going forward he hasn't. And for me, we need more out of him.
yeah, absolutely. Center backs. We don't have that many options. It's between Dyer, Toby, and Sanchez. Now I think he's gonna play Sanchez and Dyer.
Yeah,
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 I think Sanchez
yeah.
and Dyer.
For me, I'm going to go with Sanchez and probably Dyer, just purely because I think he will give Alderweireld the rest.
Yeah, yeah, and I think he wants Toby ready for Wolves. I don't think he's gonna play
Yeah,
Toby.
yeah, and for me, because of the age of Toby as well, he could probably do with a bit of rest. But look,
Absolutely,
these two guys, Marcelo, they're going to have to stay switched on. They're going to have to give us a huge
absolutely.
90 minutes.
Yeah, and this is where we're gonna be, and this is where we can be hurt. You know what I mean? Sanchez is
Yeah,
set pieces. Dyer. You know what I mean? Both
two,
mistakes
two,
waiting
two
to happen.
defenders that tend to switch off from set pieces. We know
Yeah,
that.
and I've been saying
So
it. Been
look,
saying it.
and
I've been saying it. We should have bought Rodon. I mean, well, we can't play Rodon, but I feel like we should be saving these players for these cup games. We should be grooming Rodon for the Premier League because I think Rodon is better than both of these players. I think the Welsh Maldini is better than both of these players, in my personal opinion. Same with Taganga. I think Taganga is better than Dyer and Sanchez, in my opinion.
yeah,
We should be grooming them, but I guess they're too
yeah.
young.
Oh, look, it's just unfortunate. I think actually Rodon's been hard done by just purely because we didn't get him in time to register for the Europa League, really. And then he's been cup tied. He's cup tied for this game tomorrow. And they're all games that he probably would have played in. And if he played in them and played well, he could very well be in the starting 11 ahead of Dyer. So for me, Dyer's kind of lucky in that respect. But
Yeah,
look, at the end of the day, it's Stoke. We should be good enough. The only thing is, I will send out a message to them if they do watch, is that you do need to stay on because Stoke will play for a lot of set pieces. Believe me. Moving on to
absolutely.
left back. Marcelo, I'm going to let you make this call. Who do you think we will see?
Is that even a surprise? I don't even want to say his name. I just call him number 33 at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like at this point, I don't even want to. I have nothing against him as a person, but like as a footballer, you know what I mean? Like, it's getting to a point where I've given this guy like 6 seasons.
yeah,
And people are like, "Oh, how do you defend Bergwijn?" And then you go out there and slate Davies. So I'm like, "Well, Davies been here for 7 seasons, and he's only given us 3 assists. I can't remember the
yeah,
last time Davies even gave this club anything. You know what I mean? Can't defend,
yeah,
can't attack. It's just he just vibes. You know what I mean? He just sits there and vibes. David. You ever been in a party,
yeah,
David? You ever been in a party, David? And you know what I mean? You're just like, you know what? I'm in the party, but I don't even want to be in the party. So I'm just gonna sit here in the corner. I'm just gonna vibe. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna relax. That's what Davey does every time he plays. He just sits in the corner and he just vibes. You know what I mean? Players look at him. They're like, oh yeah, I forgot we had a left back. You know what I mean? It's just like
yeah,
that's what you get with Davies. And unfortunately, he's gonna have to play. If it was up to me, there's a certain player. You and I've been calling out for his name for. We've been dying for him to start.
yeah.
Dennis
Circle.
Erkin. Dennis
Yeah.
Erkin. But he's not going to start. And it's
No, for
unfortunate.
me,
And
he's
this
not.
is.
But what I do think, Marcelo, is that I do think that for me, I want to see Regulon in this game because look, for me, it's very important because we're going to need quality balls into the box, and we know Ben Davies can't do it. But
Yeah, but
knowing Marino for the physicality and for the height, I agree with you. It is more than likely going to be Ben Davies.
It is.
Um, we'll move
We
on
should
to
be
the
grooming
midfield.
Dennis Serpent, though. We should have been grooming him in the Europa games. It's ridiculous. And, I mean, especially with our homegrown issue, you know what I mean? Why are we playing Davies in Europa? We could have used, we could have, benched Davies from Europa, played Dennis Serkin and Regulon, and, get another better foreign player to play for us in Europa. But we didn't do that. We could have gone Gazaniga instead of Davies. I certainly would have chosen Gazaniga over Davies in Europa League,
Yeah,
wouldn't you? So it's like I don't know, man. This is where sometimes I start questioning Jose and his methods. But look, listen, these are the tools that he has, and he's probably just trying to do the best he can with it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And he has done a very good job. Let's not forget that. Just because we're having this tough time right now, he has
yeah.
done a very good job. But our two center mids. What do you think?
Um, I'm going to go with Heiberg and Winks. I do think Winks will get a game tomorrow. I don't want him to get a game. I really don't. I don't think he's earned it. But
Yeah,
look, for me, I honestly think we will see him. I do think we will see Winks. So I'm going to go with Heiberg and Winks. But who are you going to go with, Marcelo?
No, I absolutely agree. I think that's who's gonna play. If I had the choice, be Harvey White and Hoiberg. But
Yeah,
listen, I don't have the choice. You know what I mean? Maybe Harvey White is not good enough. But I certainly think Harvey White is good enough to start over a player that in his whole entire Spurs career has only created 3 chances. Only three
yeah.
chances. Listen here. If you think people actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you this. People think right that I was joking when I was saying this, but look at this. Premier League record. Let's look at the stat. 99 appearances. This is total. Look at this. Not this season, not last season, just overall. Big chances created. 3.
That's shocking. Shocking.
And he's had 54 crosses. And only 54 of those crosses, only 3 of them led to a chance. You would
That's
think.
shocking.
His cross accuracy is 17%.
No,
Just goes
no.
to tell you all.
Look,
No, but if people tell me that Harvey White, you know what I mean, he's too young. He's not good enough to start. I don't know about you, but I've seen Harvey White play for the under 23s. I've been following him.
yeah,
I saw that
yeah.
assist he
So
had against the. Did you see that Chelsea game? I know we lost that
yeah,
game, but did you
yeah.
see
I
that
watched it.
beautiful assist he gave to Scarlett?
Yeah,
Fantastic. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's like you're telling
Yeah.
me Harvey White is. You know what I mean? You're telling me he's not better than this. Anything's better
And the
than
thing,
this.
and the thing is as well, Marcelo, he'd solve our dead ball problems because the guy is a free kick specialist, and he's
Exactly.
well able to take a corner as well. So he'd solve our set piece problems.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying Harvey White is the solution to our problems. I'm not saying Dennis
Yeah,
Serkin is a solution to our problems. Obviously, we need better players. We need a Marcel Sabitzer. You know what I mean? We need a Skriniar
yeah,
type player. Those guys are the solution to our problems. But you can't tell me that Harvey White is not a better option than Winks. You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me this. I refuse to believe people telling me that Harvey White isn't good enough to start over Winks. Look at
yeah.
that.
No, look, at the end of the day, for me, we have to start looking for alternatives and we have to start blooding these players. What's the point of having an academy? You see other teams do it. They're not afraid to do it. So why can't
Lampard.
Tottenham?
Lampard got top 4 with just young academy players.
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, I don't know.
Like the thing is, what's the point, Marcelo, of having a youth academy if you're not going to believe in any of the prospects? We have to start
Exactly.
blooding them in. But look, we'll move on to the because I just say we are going to go with a 4-3 a 4-2-3-1, just purely because we do need to play on the front foot and we want to see us more attacking. So who are you going to go with? The centre attacking mid?
This is tough actually because Lo Celso's out. Probably not going to play in no baller. I think he's going to play in no baller for Wolves. I think it might be Bale. Bale or Lamella. I think it's actually more likely Lamella will be the center mid because we've seen Mourinho play him there a lot of times. You
Are
know what I
you
mean?
ruling out Delhi altogether?
I want Dele to start, but he's not gonna. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If he can't make the bench against Leicester when Harry Winks is making the bench, you're gonna tell me he's gonna start in the quarterfinals against Stoke? I don't think he is. I
yeah.
don't know. I it might
But you know
surprise me.
what? Bale's not a bad shout there, Marcelo. Central, he's a good long range shot on him. Can definitely
Yeah.
score a couple of goals. It's not a bad shout there.
I think he might. I think personally, he's just gonna play Bale on the right because I seen him play Lamella in the midfield more
Yeah.
often.
Yeah,
And
true.
in United, he played in the midfield. At other times, he would substitute a lot for Lo Celso for the midfield. He can play in the midfield. He does have a pretty good. I think I think it's his left foot, right? He's
Yeah.
left-footed. Lamella. I haven't seen him so long. You see, he gets injured that you forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, but like, yeah, he has a good long shot. I remember that. You know what I mean? Like he had a great goal against City. You know what I mean? He had a
Yeah.
great goal against Olympiacos. He does have a good pop in him. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna play Lamella in the middle. So
Yeah. So yeah, we'll throw Lamella in there. Um, so on the right, then I think you've already made your call, and you're going to go with Carabao.
yeah, I think it's gonna be Gareth Bale. I think it has to. I think yeah, I mean, like these are the games that he should be taking the opportunity, and I don't think he's gonna play Mora. He hasn't been playing Mora very much recently. I think we might
Yeah.
sell Mora. I think he's a guy that could
Yeah.
potentially go.
He's a
Uh,
candidate.
yeah, and Mora also didn't step up in the Premier League, even though I've been calling for his name. Goes out there and does that. You know what I mean? Puts a dead
Yeah.
performance against Leicester. Makes me look like an idiot, but whatever. It is what it is. Um, yeah, Bale. Hopefully Bale can get steam, get his form, and yeah,
Yeah. He's a player we really do need to start seeing more of. But look, I'm willing. I'm willing to give him the game. I'm willing to see what he can come with. And we do need start. We do need to see something from him. So look, hopefully tomorrow can be the start of the Gareth Bale era. But look, we'll wait and see. On the left hand side, I think this is a unanimous decision. We're going to go with Stevie B. It's where he
yeah,
tends to get his goals as well from coming in off the left hand side.
yeah.
Um, and look, I really want him to bang one in. I really do, especially after the abuse he got.
Yeah,
Um,
and especially after
what
Leicester,
do you think?
I think especially after Leicester, we saw how much we missed Stevie B because we saw that right hand side, and regardless of whether it was Bale or Lucas, it wasn't good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like Stevie B, the defensive work he puts, and I mean, I know we were kind of mocking it, but at this point, he kind of made us look like fools. You know what I mean? Because it's like
yeah,
the work he's been doing and the drive he's been putting. Okay, maybe he hasn't been good in the final third, but I mean, I rather, if any day, I would rather have Stevie B over Bale and Lucas right now. So hopefully he can
yeah,
start. Hopefully he can bang a goal. Hopefully he can get his form back. Because I feel like if we do have the old Stevie B that we first got, you know what I mean, that had a great game against City, had a great game against Newcastle, had a great game against United, had a great game against Wolves, had a great game against all these other clubs. I think we have a player. You know what I mean? I think we have a
yeah,
real player back. Um,
yeah. I fully agree with you. For me, I just think it's a confidence issue at the
yeah,
minute. The goals and how you were playing. It doesn't just go overnight. You know what I mean? The talent's still there. It's just a confidence issue for me. Um,
yeah.
Going up front, I'm going to go with Carlos Vinicius and
Hopefully.
with Kane on the bench. Hopefully, we don't need to bring him off, but we can keep him on the bench if we do need to bring him on. So for me, I'm going to make the shout. I'm going to go with Vinicius. But who do you think will see?
No, I think we're gonna listen. I don't know. See, Mourinho's been, especially in the big games, he's still like, in games where Mourinho really wants to win. We've seen I'm not Lucas. We've seen Son and Kane play often, and sometimes we see them play together. You know, what I mean, we saw in the Europa League, and there is a high possibility that Son and Kane plays this game. Don't rule it out. Mourinho will do it. He wants to win the competitions,
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to lose. And if it means starting Son and Kane, he will do it. Um, do I think he's going to start Vinicius? I sure hope so because I feel like Vinicius hasn't been giving the fair shout. You know what I mean? I feel like
yeah,
there's games where he should have started where he didn't, or where he should have been a substitute and he wasn't.
yeah,
And he's been good every time he's come in. I can't say a game. Listen, even the games where he hasn't scored, I can't say a game where I will tell you, wow, Vinicius was really poor today. Poor touch, poor no creativity, didn't have a drive. I haven't seen that from him yet. Every game he's played, he's always had a drive in him, always had a good first touch, good at assisting. and a good goal scorer. So I want to see Vinicius play. I want to see what he's more about, especially against a team like Stoke. Be good experience for him. But yeah, hopefully Vinicius.
Yeah, so look, yeah, we are. I think, look, he is a player. Like I said, I do want to see him given a shot, Vinicius. I really do. So, yeah, we go over Vinicius. But there you have it, guys. There's our starting 11. We'll run through it again. We have Hugo Lloris. We have Doherty right back. We have Sanchez and Dyer centre backs. We went with Ben Davies left back, even though I would prefer to see Reguilon. We went with Højbjerg and Meeks in the middle, with the three in front of them, Lamella in the centre, Bale on the right, Bergwijn on the left, and Vinicius up front. Charlie or Marcelo, we're going to get your score prediction. Are you confident?
Listen, always back the team. Am I confident? Last couple of games made me worry, man. I can't lie. But I always back the team. Always believe in the team. Go out there 100%. We beat these guys. We go out there with intent to win. We beat these guys. Do I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet? No. I think with Sanchez and Dyer on a set piece, I don't think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. I think we're gonna nick it 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, not a bad show. I actually said 2-0 on Charlie's channel earlier. And I'm going to go 2-0 again.
Fair enough.
Look, they don't score too many. The only fear I do have is a set piece. But at the end of the day, they don't score many. So I honestly think if we play to our strengths tomorrow, we're going to limit their chances. So I am going to go 2-0 myself. Like I said, I'm not 100% confident. But boy, it's a game we should be winning. I'll be very disappointed if we don't win it. And like I said, myself and Marcelo will be on a live watch along with Matty Hayes tomorrow. So make sure you get over, tune in, and check that out. That's sure to be fun, especially if we get a few goals. You're going to see some good goal reactions from the likes of myself and Marcelo. And as always, guys, in Jose we trust. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.